explaining how to use Android Studio. So the first page that you'll see is the projects page, the projects tab. Inside of this, you can create new projects. You can open existing projects inside of your computer. And in here, we can have the customizations. You can customize the look of the application. You can change the color from here. I use the Dracula, which is black, dark. And we have, you can change the font size, change the font so it's more visible. And then we have the plugins tab. In the plugins tab, you can install support for Flutter, Dart. These are UI elements. You can design very good UI with these frameworks. You can add more functionality to the program from here. So you can search for these plugins and what is best for your needs. And first we are gonna create a new project. So we can create a new application, simple application. I will make it very brief and simple. So here we have templates. Templates يعني قوالب، يعني نقدر نسويهن مثل يعني يسهلن علينا development. So we have many templates which are you can use Google Maps activity. You can use Google Pay to pay online, to accept payments online. And we can also develop games using C++ and so on. You can also use C++ to program instead of Java and Kotlin, but we will use the empty activity. Sometimes you want to develop applications for Samsung watches, Huawei watches. You can use them from here. You can create them from here. And if you want to develop an application for TVs, it's over here. And this is for the other Android devices. So first we are gonna use the phone and tablet template, empty activity. Okay, so we will select an empty activity. So the activity is the main page that your application uses. Okay, so in this window right here, you can change the name of the project. This is the package name, and then you can change the location of the application of the project. You can change it to desktop from here. You can, or change it to other place. Doesn't matter where you put it. Just make sure that you know where this is located. Okay. And then here we can change the language. We have either Java or Kotlin. Kotlin is much easier to work with than Java. Java is somewhat complicated, but it's very easy. It's also easy, but Kotlin is easier. So we will use Java here because Sahara University is requiring Java to develop our program. And inside of this, we can find the minimum SDK. Minimum SDK means the version of Android that is gonna run this program. So if you have a phone that is older than 5.1, this program might not work on it. Okay, so first we are gonna select the version 5.1, and then we're gonna click finish. And when you first open the project, you can see that we have many options here. It's quite intimidating, but it's okay. But it's very easy. You just need to focus a little bit, and then you'll be good. Okay, so first we have two files. When we first open an application, we have two files. The first file is main activity.java. .java means that this will only contain the code. Okay, so we will code here using Java, and then we will interact with the application using this Java code. Okay, and then we have another file which is activity_main.xml. So this file here is concerned with only the user interface. Okay, as you can see here, we have a text which is hello world. Okay, and this text will display whenever we run our program. Okay, so we can change the location, and we can change the font, text, and whatever. Okay, here is the view, and then we have here on the side is the project explorer. And as you can see, we have many files inside of this project. We have the Java file, which contains our Java code. Okay, so our Java code main activity, this file right here, is located inside of the application under the project file, and then it is located inside Java, and then here is our namespace. Okay, our package. The package contains the main activity Java code. Okay, and in here we have the resources. Resources means يعني resources هن الموارد اللي عندنا، مثل يعني صور ال XML. هذه ال XML we have the main activity. Main activity is inside of the layout. Okay, as you can see here, this is the same file. These are all inside of the project manager. So if you don't have this project right here, as you can see here, you can use it, you can show it by going to the views, tools, and then you can find it right here. Okay, and then we have this menu right here. Okay, this menu will show us the UI elements that we want to use inside of our program. Maybe we want to add a button, a view image, switch, which is toggles off and on. We have many options right here. Okay, so we are just gonna use buttons and text in this application. And over here to the right, we have the attributes tab. The attributes are for each element inside of our view. Attributes يعني الخصائص. As you can see here, this is the layout. Okay, this is where we can specify maybe the location of our button. Okay, we can specify which text it shows. Okay, as you can see here, it says hello world. So I can change this text by using this window right here, and then I can change this text, and it will change. So I press enter. As you can see, it changed. So I'm gonna click Ctrl Z to undo what I did. And be careful when you use this. As you can see here, we have two types of text options. Make sure to use the one that doesn't have this tool over here. As you can see here, you can have this. Use the normal text option. Okay, so you can change the font and it will show inside of your application. We can also change the appearance of the text. It's really easy to use. Let me change the file. Let me change the font size. So it shows a little bit bigger. Okay, and these are the main pages. We can also use XML language inside of the code. We can design the view using the code, but most of the time you will use this here, the design tab. Most of the time. Sometimes you will need to go to the code so you can change attributes, but mainly you will use the design tab. Okay, so first we are going to start by creating a button. So we will hide this label each time. We will hide it and unhide it when we click on this button. Okay, so first we go to the buttons. We can click on this button and then drag and drop it wherever we want. Okay, so here we can change the location, and as you can see, it shows us the application itself shows us the lines like this line, so we can align our UI elements easily. Okay, so I will leave it here, and if you run this, if you create your application and run this button will go to here immediately when you start your program, because it's not anchored. So you want to use these buttons here to stabilize the location of your button. Okay, so instead of using these like this, it's much easier to do that using this. Inside of the attributes section, you can see over here I can anchor the button immediately to the top of the screen. I can change the location a little bit. Okay, then we can click right here, then click right here, and it will make the button stable. It will not go to the edge of the screen immediately. Okay, so, and as you can see, I can't change the location now. I'm dragging and dropping and dragging and dropping this button. As you can see, I can't change it because we have anchored the button. It will not change location. So if you want to change the location, you need to remove these a little so you can change them and then anchor again. Okay, so I'm gonna Control Z to undo. So now we can press on this button and it will hide and show this label. So we want to use this label. We want to use the visibility attribute. Okay, the visibility attribute, and we want to use the ID attribute from this label. So we'll change the attribute here. ID. This is the name of the element that you want to use. This name is only showing inside of the code. It will not show what is inside of the text. Okay, so it's different than the text element, the text attribute, like this. So we will use the ID attribute to change the name, so it will be much easier for us to understand. Okay, so we will to call it text label, LBL, text label. Make sure that you name the first letter of the ID. It will be capital. Okay, so, and then we'll change when you click off this ID, when you click off this ID name, it will show you this window. This will refactor. It will change the ID for all of your usages of this ID. So we will refactor, and it will now be showing it will show us this ID inside of the code when we go here. Okay, so this is all for this element. We will go to the button element, and then we will change the ID for it to, let's say, show label button. Show label button. So we will show this label when we click on this button. Okay, the other attribute we want to change is the font, the text here. So it says button here. We don't want it to say that. We want it to say click to hide and unhide. So when we click, it will show us refactor. It will refactor the name. So the text will say maybe click on me or whatever. Click on me. Okay, so when I press here, it will change the name, the text. So I will keep this in the middle. So whenever we click, we want to cause an event. Okay, so now when we press on this button, we want it to hide and unhide this. So we will go to the attributes and we will navigate to the on click event. Okay, so inside of here we want to click to write on or on click. So this will create a method for us. Okay, as you can see here, we have some errors. Okay, so we need to fix these errors. Okay, so we'll keep this highlighted. We will click on the code, and then as you can see inside of the button here, we have the ID, show button label, and here we have the option for on click. This method is not created in our main activity. Okay, so we can't use this button, right? So we highlight this line, okay, and then we can see over here we have this lamp. We'll click on suppress, add tool, ignore this. Okay, this will add this option right here. It's something that needs to be fixed, so don't worry about it. Just press on it and it will be good, and then press again. Okay, so we can't add this from here, so we will go back to our main activity, and then we'll go down here. We'll say public. We'll create a public method, void, and then the name of the method, on click. Okay, and then we want to specify the view, and then view, and then after that create two brackets, and we have our on click method. Okay, I will change it to be much more specific, so we'll call it show button underscore on click. Okay, and then I will copy this name, and then we'll rename the function or the method the same. Okay, hopefully it works. Yep. Okay, go back to the main activity. So inside of here we want to change, we want to make this visible and invisible. We will use this attribute in our code. Okay, so first, when we click on this button, we want to check if this label is visible, we will make it invisible, and if it is invisible, we will make it visible. Okay, so first we will get this element. So it is a text view, so we need text view. We need a text view object, text view equals, and then we will take the ID of we will take the element using its ID, and we will store it inside of this object. Okay, so find view by ID. Okay, and then we will use r dot id dot, here we have the name of the text label. As you can see here, the ID is text label, and here we can find it here. Okay, so this will create a new object of text view. So now we can change the attributes of this text view. Okay, so first we will check if the text view is visible, we'll make it invisible. If it is invisible, we'll make it visible. Okay, so if statement, if text view dot get get visibility. Okay. No, is shown. We'll use is shown. Is shown. So if this attribute is shown inside of, if it is visible, we will make it make it invisible. Okay. So now here we will take text view dot set visibility, okay, and then we'll write view dot visible. Okay, so this will make this element visible. Else, so the other option, if it is not visible, we will make it invisible. So we'll copy this, put it right here, and then invisible. And hopefully this will work. So to run this application we need to emulate. نحتاج ان نسوي محاكاة لتليفون. اوكي، تطبيق. فبنستخدم الديفايس مانجر. اوكي، بيكون device manager هنا. So first we will use the device manager to run this program inside of our virtual phone. Okay, it's like a virtual machine. So before you start, make sure that you are using the Pixel 3a phone. If you don't have it, you want to create a new device, and then here are the devices. You can create devices, Pixel 3, Pixel 2, Nexus 1. You can see many options. You either use the Pixel 3a right over here, or you use the Pixel 5. Okay, and then we want to click next. Okay, to create a new device. Pixel 3, we'll select Pixel 3, say next, and then we will download a system image. You need to download a system image. Android. See here, this phone doesn't support Android 5. We can download the Android 5 image from here. Okay, you can download this, but I will not do that. Okay, and then click next, and then finish. Okay, it will show this. So if you have a dedicated graphics inside of your computer, you want to use, it's preferred that you use the hardware emulated performance. Okay, use this so you can render the phone faster. So now inside of the device manager, we select this device and run. Okay, and as you can see, it will show us here the device. You see, it will run. If you don't have the emulator, or if you don't have the device manager, you can always find them inside of the view tools, and then here the emulator, and then the device manager is over here. Okay, device file explorer. We have many views. Okay, so we'll wait for the application to start. There's an error here inside of this code. As you can see, if it is shown, I'm setting it to visible. It's already visible, so this will not change anything. So we need to change these. Cut this and paste it here, and then we'll cut this and we'll paste this here. Okay, so if it is visible, if it is shown, we will make it invisible, and if it is not shown, we will make it visible. Hopefully this works. Okay, so as you can see here, the device is running. You see here is a a Pixel 3 application, we can use applications. It's easy. It's like a normal phone. It's emulated inside of our computer. Okay, so now we want to run the program from here. Okay, so hopefully this code works. Okay, we'll wait for the... Let me change this to use the graphics card. Okay, as you can see, when I click, it will disappear, and then this will appear again. You see? This code works. So every time we click here, the method will go, the program will go inside of this method. It will create a new object. It will put this text label inside of this object. It will check if this is shown. It's not, it's shown right now. So it will make it text view dot set visibility. Set visibility يعني خلى الظهور هل هي ظاهرة أو لا، خليه يكون invisible. view dot invisible غير ظاهرة. So when we click, it will make it invisible. So when we click again, it will do the same thing. It will create a new object. It will store the object inside of, it will take this label, it will store inside of this object, and then it will check if it is not shown. It's not shown right now, so it will go to else, and it will set it to visible. See, when I click, it's gonna be visible.